welcome to Max's training video. He is so sweet. He is such a nice little cuddler. He loves to hang out with us at night when we're just, watching TV, and he snuggles with the kids, he snuggles with me. I made a point to really watch where I touch him, but overall he's let me pet him all the way up and down, and his belly and his face, and yeah, so we've been trying to make a point to do that to help desensitize it. So I don't pet for too long. I make sure he enjoys it. But I feel like overall, he's been doing great with all the handling skills. Good boy. Even with his eyes, I think in the beginning, he didn't like it if I touched around his eyes too much. And even now, I feel like he doesn't mind. I think he's probably a little itchy sometimes too, so it feels really good to him. Good boy. So in these next couple videos, I'm gonna go over what we've been working on, and that way you can practice at home. You can use these videos to refer back to, so you can see how I'm giving the cue, how I'm saying the cue. Oh yeah, his little face seems to be a little itchy, so using me as a scratching pad, which is fine, it's fine. Okay, so when we're giving the cue, you want to say the word first and then hand signal second. So that would be, Max, sit. Here, Max, in the screen. Good boy, yes. So I say the word, sit, and hand cue, second, right? Versus saying them right at the same time. So if I said, Max, sit, his brain really just takes in one or the other. So when we are being good boy, when we are being our best trainer selves, we want to say word first, hand cue second. Also, when you're practicing with him, you want to help generalize. So that means you need to go and practice in different areas. So we practice a lot here in my living room, but I don't want him to just be good in my living room. I want him to be good anywhere. So you want to make the point of practicing on hard floors, right? So him doing it down over here might be different than doing it on the carpeted floor. So practice that. Take him to different areas of the house. Practice when you're outside on the leash. Practice off leash in the backyard. Just so that he understands that it's consistency. It's the same thing. We're asking the same thing no matter where we are. One thing to keep in mind when we're training is if I'm training here in my living room, I could probably use his dog food to reward. I can use a lot of petting and praising him, and then treats too, something he likes. But if I was gonna go work him outside, I'm gonna give a better treat, right? I'm gonna bump up what I'm giving and do something a little bit better because I'm adding in harder distractions. So my payout is gonna be a better payout than what I would do in the living room. He's now walked to my kitchen and taken a nap. Okay, so when you're training, we want to make sure that he's eager and loving the training. So you don't need to train so long that he's exhausted. Doing lots of little short lessons throughout the day are best. Okay, so little 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, so that he's always eager and wants more. So, all right, let's get started. I'm gonna call him over from his little nap. So, Max, come. Good boy, Max. So when we talk about a reward is anything that Max will work for. So right now I called him to me and I rewarded, right? That time I praised him, so I got my little happy voice, and I petted him and scratched him. So all those are reinforcing behaviors. And when we reinforce a behavior, we're gonna get more of that same behavior. Good, he's like, I'm ready. We can also use food. You can use his dog food. And then if I have a treat, I'm not gonna obviously give him that big treat. I'm gonna tear it and make it very teeny tiny. So that way, if I'm doing lots of reinforcement, because we're working for a longer time, I'm not gonna just stuff him. Okay, so typically soft treats that you can tear into little pieces are best, but little pea-sized pieces, very small. All right, so we're gonna start in with the basics. So Watch Me is one we worked on, and his Watch Me kind of cracks me up because this is my hand cue for Watch Me, and I want him to make eye contact. but you'll have to see it in, you know, in real life. But he does this watch and then he like turns and it's a little freaky. It's very Max and it cracks me up, but it's just a slow head tilt. But you can tell he is trying and he is doing the watch me. So Max, watch me. Yes, you can't see it. It is the tiniest little motion. You will see it when you, in real life, but it's a slow head turn. He doesn't have to do anything other than make eye contact with me. I don't care if he's sitting, laying down, standing, as long as his eyes are looking at me. Max, okay. Good boy. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask again. Oh, excuse you, Max. Watch me. Maybe do a little lean. A little lean. He says, I guess I'll sit. Yes, good boy. So when he gets it right, I'm gonna say yes. Yes is telling him that he got the correct thing and then I'm paying up with food. I would not say yes if I was not gonna use food. So if I was just gonna pet or scratch or whatever, I would just tell him good boy. So think of it as you're a good boy, any of those kind of words, those are just praise words. If I say yes, I'm promising him a treat. So I'm trying to help him understand that, you know, it's like that little behavior right there, that little snapshot in time of him doing that correct behavior is what he's getting the yes for, so we understand that behavior gets a treat. Okay, so we're gonna go into sit, down, and stand. He's really good at sit, he's doing really good at the down. That took a few days to actually get where he would like consistently lay down with me. So this is our sit cue, okay? So palm up, down is palm down, and for him we might need to go lower to the ground, but eventually we want to be able just to stand up. But if now we're here, that's okay. We'll get to, you know, we'll get to where eventually the moves can be smaller later. And this is stand. So stand, we would do it here. That is probably one of the newest ones, one of the ones he is not the best at. So we're like sitting down, I don't need to use a lure, right? Bringing the treat to his nose. I don't need a treat in my hand. Watch me, I don't need a lure, but maybe on stand we still need a lure, and that's okay. Boy, you're being so good. You're being so good. So I'm just gonna start running through those and you can see me. Max, okay Max. Go, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, good buddy. Good, Max, sit, down, watch me. Yes. Right, so we did a little sequence. Good boy. Okay, Max. So when I'm telling him he's all done, that he can get up, I'll say okay and pat my leg, lets him know it's over. If you were training this with him, you might, when you first get him, because it's going to be different when he's training with you versus with me, you may need to reward every little behavior, and that is totally okay while he's just getting used to you training, because it's going to be new for you. It's going to feel a little funny for you when you're doing all this, because it's new skills for everybody. So treat, don't be stingy with the treats, treat him. And then as he gets better, you can ask him to do multiple behaviors for praise, for petting, for a treat, for going for a walk, okay? But in the beginning, treats are the easiest. Ready, Max? Max? Okay, Max. Okay, come. Good boy. Good boy, Max. Sit. So we'll try to stand without treats if you can get it. Max, stand. Come on, Max. Yes. So I'm encouraging him, right? I'm making little kissing noises. I'll show you using a treat lure. So I'm gonna put the treat, that little tiny treat, right in my hand. And I'm gonna ask for the stand again. Max, good boy. Watch me, sit. Okay, so I'm gonna put the lure in my hand to help him get it. Stand, yes. Right, so that's kind of me doing it from the beginning until I want him to get better at this one. Standing is just this, standing up on all fours. So it could be useful if you're wiping his paws, right? With his little allergies, it might be easier to have him standing. If you're putting a harness on him, for grooming, standing is really helpful. There's lots of things, but also what I like stand for is because a lot of times we do sit to down, sit to down. So if we add in sit to stand or down to stand, it puts a third behavior in there, because a lot of dogs, you'll ask them to sit and they will start automatically laying down, and that's because we work on down after sit. So we add in this third behavior to help him just be able to really listen to what we're asking instead of throwing out what he thinks should be the next behavior. So we'll do just a couple more. Max, come. Come here, Max, come. Come on. He's just staring at me over here. Max, come on. Max. There you go. Akito, good, come. Run away, and they'll chase you. Sit. Next, down. Down. Watch me. Good. Next, stand. Yes. Good boy. Sit. Down. Watch me. Good boy. Okay. Good job, Max. Good boy. Good boy.